welcome to another Transformers Revenge of the Fallen review. This time we're going to be looking at the Supreme Combiner Class Constructicon Devastator, the Japanese Takara version with the red face. So here we have Devastator and all his vehicle components. I'm not going to spend too much time on them because there's so many of them. So we're just going to be, it's made of 6 vehicles, 2 Deluxe Class, 2 Voyagers, and 2 Leader Class figures. Let's look at the Deluxe Class ones first. A scaled down version of Long Haul, which is a little not too accurate. It's a little cheap looking. You can see it has a peg right here for the leg. It's alright. It has the Decepticon symbol right here. The bucket does not move, however, which it's kind of hard to expect that. It does have some kind of dirt fading on the sides of the bucket. Other than that, it's okay. Definitely my least favorite vehicle mode out of this set. And now this is the vehicle mode of Rampage. It is a little bit smaller than the regular Rampage figure. It does not have rubber treads this time, and it does have these 2 rollers here on the bottom. That wheels is just kind of bars that rotate, and the scoop itself does move up and down a little bit, and it does have a good amount of detail on it. Has the Decepticon symbol on the front there, on the side. You can see all the detail molded into it, and it's a nice little representation. Just a nice scaled down version of it, and doesn't have that annoying hydraulic thing in the front that would never really attached. This is Scrapper. He's a Voyager class vehicle. Is a bulldozer. And I really like this one just because mainly we don't have a version of Scrapper yet. This is the only one, sadly. And of course it does not transform into a robot. But it is a real nice substitute for Scrapper. So all the wheels each roll individually. Has some nice metal detail. I wish they would have painted this silver just to give it a more metallic look to it. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. The shovel though does not move. But then this is due to the transformation. The other Voyager class figure is a Long Haul, who is probably the most disappointing one. I mean, it has 4 little tiny wheels here on the bottom. It's supposed to be a crane. It's missing something. It doesn't, it's very hard to describe. It just looks like it had the least amount of effort put into it, besides it being a Voyager class figure. It doesn't look like it would be that big, but it's definitely lacking a lot of detail. First Leader class figure I have here is Mixmaster, who's a scaled up version of the Voyager class vehicle. Sadly though, it just has a little bump here with the Decepticon symbol painted on. It does not have like the dog hood ornament with a Decepticon head. I would still really like that. And in case you haven't figured out by now, this is the electronic portion of Devastator, and just like a lot of people said, this thing will not shut up. It will only shut up if you leave it alone for like 10 minutes or something. The second to Leader class figure is a Scavenger, also known as Demolisher. And this is a huge upscale version of the Voyager class design. It says right there Scavenger, and it has a nice kind of a rough effect here where it says his name with the Decepticon symbol there. And on this side too. It does have 4 wheels on the bottom, and it actually rolls, unlike the Voyager class version. And the shovel has a fair amount of movement in it. Alright, let's prepare Devastator to combine. First we're going to start off with the legs. The Long Haul, pretty easy. Just detach the top here and fold this around like that and fold that back. You can see this hinges on that side, so this will become the left foot. Take Rampage, more or less do the same thing. Fold that all around. And this hinge this actually has on 2 hinges right here, so you kind of need to fold that out and then like that, so it'll kind of rest on the shovel here. So you got the legs done there. Just from high tower to the arm, snap these out and fold out the claws here, and then tuck away the wheels here, and then just fold everything back like that, so you can see the beginnings of an arm. Scrapper, detach the shovel into 3 pieces. Like that. Rotate that around. Do it for that side too. Rotate this entire section around and snap these wheels forward like that. Then bring these down, and you can see what will look like fingers. Scavenger here. Take these pieces here, flip them aside, and just kind of swivel this back, snap into place, and then rotate those down, snap them into place. Take the entire shovel unit and collapse it on itself like that, and then take this piece here and rotate it all the way forward, and Scavenger's done. Mixmaster is the simplest, but I'm actually going to leave him for last by taking Scavenger here and attaching the legs here to his sides. And those are pretty tough. You got him at kind of an angle like that. Then take High Tower and attach him to the right. Scrapper here, attach him to the left. Take a annoying Mixmaster, fold this down, and I'd actually take this in, fold it in, and finally he'll stop making that noise when you snap it in place. He'll make the transformation sound and say, "I am Devastator." Take these bunny wings or bunny ears here, fold them back, and then slide him into place. Alright, once you get the head finally in place, he is complete. So here he is in full-on robot mode. He is very limited on articulation. He does have some in the hips on his legs, but this is the only way you can have him stand. I was hoping maybe he could extend the legs to give him a little bit more height, but he will only just follow because he is extremely top and back heavy. You can, however, rotate the arms all the way around. Open them. And they do have elbow joints in there too, and some movement in the fingers. Of course, his main gimmick, which is actually really cool. We really didn't know about this in the first time we first saw him at a toy fair, I think. Is he has a Mech Alive gimmick. When you press this button down, his head will rise up and expand. And you'll see many LED lights glowing in it. Which is really cool. He has several of them. I'm going to go try to go through all of them right now. That's a little bit of a bad grammar there, which I really thought was funny. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. Now, this is the Takara Japanese exclusive one. Main difference, which I really like, is instead of just the white or gray face, it does have some proper red applications to give it a more movie accurate face, which I really like. At first, I wasn't sure what to think of it when I first saw pictures of it. Like as some people know, I thought it looked like he was a sunburnt, but looking at it in person, it really does have a good amount of detail, and it just doesn't look like it was sloppily applied on, and it really matches well with the green too, especially in the greens and the second set of eyes there. Good close-up look on all the detail. I absolutely love this figure. I was totally against it for the longest time because it is really expensive, but the more I thought about it, and plus it got a lot of criticism for each vehicle mode not being able to transform into their robot mode. But I grew to accept that because the Devastator that you see in the movie, each vehicle does not have a robot mode because each one has kind of a copy that has a robot mode, or it has a can transform to robot mode. So in my eyes, Devastator is a single entity with no multiple personalities. I think that's the best way to view it and accept this figure as it is, because I don't mind that they don't have robot modes. I think it would actually take away from the figure itself. But it still is really pricey. The American version goes for about $100. If you're going to import the Takara version, it is $170. But if you're willing to spend the money, if you're willing to take the blow, if you're willing to take the hit of how expensive this is, you're not really going to be disappointed at all. It's a great figure, and I'm not sure if the difference will be the more expensive Takara version would be worth it for the average fan. I mean, this one is definitely for the more hardcore Transformer fan. But if you're only just wanting a Devastator figure and you don't really care about the red face, then definitely go with the American Hasbro version with just the gray face. Before I forget, let's get a scale comparison with Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. You can see he really isn't too much taller, at least from the head, but he has so much more body mass. I mean, this guy was big, and he feels like featherweight to him now. But I mean, if you bring his head up, you can see that just how much bigger he is, because he's kind of looking down. But you can see he has a good advantage over old Prime there. So if you're willing to spend the cash on Devastator, I think he is totally worth it, and probably one of the must-haves from the Revenge of the Fallen line. Alright, until next time, thank you for watching.